The 2024 NZB Yearling Sale preview is brought to you by New Zealand Bloodstock.
But Imperatrice called upon in a dominant display by the best sprinter in Australia. The filly, the Kiwi, Legato.
Number one prowess has been different class.
Hello, I'm Caroline Searcy. Welcome to our extended 2024 NZB Yearling Sale preview featuring the yearlings you cannot miss heading to the Karaka sales ring from January 28 and in coming years to a Group 1 winner's stall near you. Whether you're a racehorse owner, trainer, breeder or bloodstock agent, this is a must-see program with Kiwi bred and sold thoroughbreds again punching well above their weight in Group 1s around the world. Coming up, we preview the highlight lots from 10 New Zealand farms: Cambridge Stud, Haunui Farm, Caramore, Windsor Park Stud, Woburn Farm, the Oak Stud, Hallmark Stud, Wentwood Grange, Pencarrow and Elston Park. Pick your favourite yearlings and see them on the sales ground or get someone to inspect them for you. And good luck with your purchases from Karaka 2024. As well as a rich history in the thoroughbred breeding world, Cambridge Stud has undergone a modern-day metamorphosis undertaken by current owners Brendan and Joe Lindsay, with new state-of-the-art breeding facilities, a magnificent museum honouring the legacy of Sir Patrick and Lady Justine Hogan, an outstanding broodmare band and regular group winners. You don't want to miss out on seeing these yearlings. Cambridge Stud's coming off the back of one of those days studs and breeders dream about, and only weeks before Karaka, fittingly you won the Sir Patrick Hogan Stakes, formerly the Royal Stakes, with your homebred filly About Time. You also took out the Group 2 Rich Hill Mile with Habana, a son of a stallion you've supported heavily in Zoo Star, and of course to top it off, Not an Option was successful in the listed Chester Manifold Stakes at Flemington in Brendan and Joe Lindsay's Cambridge Stud colours. What an incredible start to the new year.
Yeah, it's been amazing. You almost have to pinch yourself a little bit. Yeah, we've been very fortunate. We've had an amazing run with the racing team right through. We had a great day, Melbourne Cup Day, with 4 winners at Pukekohe, and then, you know, to start off 2024 with a stakes treble was just, yeah, it's been fantastic, and it's great for the farm because regardless of whether they're associated with us or not, to have our colours going around, and, you know, everyone loves winning and being associated with winners. It reflects really well on the farm, and we're very lucky that Brendan and Joe have assembled such a great racing team, and, you know, particularly our farm trainer Lance Noble, he's just got the horses flying at the moment, which is, yeah, fantastic for everybody involved.
Athabaskan wide out, swamping them!
And your stallions are also doing a wonderful job. Almanzor, Athabaskan, a dual stakes winner in Sydney, Zabmanzor, Cheval d'Or and many more, embellished with promising horses such as Glitzy Glory for Opie and Emily Bosson, and of course more for Embellished too. And really excited to see the first at the Hallow Yum Zanes being sold this sale season in New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah, it's been a very busy time for the stallions too. You know, Almanzor just continues to roll out his 3-year-old winners again this year. As you mentioned, Athabaskan's been a really good flag bearer for him in Australia through the spring with a couple of stakes wins. And here in New Zealand, we've had Zabmanzor, who looks one of the more promising staying 3-year-olds. You know, he's favourite for the Derby. Mary Shan's been running very well. She's second favourite for the New Zealand Oaks, and that's been a real key thing for Almanzor, is how well he's done in those Oaks and Derbies. You know, he's had 6 Group 1 performers, and as we lead into the autumn, he seems very well stocked again this year. So it's exciting to think about. He's got a really top group of yearlings again this year. They were all conceived on the back of those amazing sales results he had the first year, so the quality is really high again. I think people will be very happy with what they see at Karaka. He's going to be represented by some fantastic yearlings there. And then on top of that, Embellish continues to do well with his first crop. You know, Talisker, I think, is one of the standout 3-year-olds. He's the only horse that's really given Cressetti a good run for his money, you know, when he ran second in the 2000 Guineas. Lubron's a filly we race who she just has had a bit of bad luck. Probably everyone saw when she went through the running rail in the Group 2 prior to Christmas, and she's come back again and run third in another Group 2. So again, I think she's got that potential to win a stakes race, and you know, for Embellish at his stud fee and what he's done so far, that bodes really well. We're really excited about the first yearlings for Halloween Zane. We're really optimistic at how they're going to be received by buyers from what we know we've got in our draft here, but what's also out there among the other farms. You know, he went to stud with a really good profile. He was very well supported by the best breeders in New Zealand. So he's got numbers, but more importantly, a really quality group, you know, of the mares they're out of. I think he's such an interesting horse for down here. A very good 2-year-old. He trained on at 3 and at 4. You know, Group 1 winning sprinter, won at Royal Ascot. He's got that real profile, but more importantly for us, we just think he has the pedigree that really suits this part of the world. He's by Kodiak, who's not a household name. Probably a bit of a quirk. He never had an influence in Australasia before now, because he's one of Danehill's best sons, and he's particularly well known for his 2-year-olds. So I think Halloween Zane plays to that strength. He's out of a Sharmadale mare, again, who's a shuttle stallion who's had so much influence down in this part of the world. For us, a big draw card was that pedigree he's got, the race record. We just think it works really well for the racing style down here, for what people are looking for. And as I mentioned, I think when people see the types and how they present themselves, they're going to be very happy with what they see.
Lot 312 we start with is a filly by Farnan from Pizzazz. Of course, the first of the Farnans, who was a Golden Slipper winner by not a single doubt. So much black type in the family, including Shania Dane and Scintillation, and of course more recently Summer Passage, Order of the Sun, and half-brother to this filly, All That Pizzazz.
She's a filly with a fantastic pedigree. An Costa de Lago mare. She's already left a stakes winner who's won another stakes race since the catalogue came out. Her other foal's also a winner, so she's 2 for 2. And Farnan's a horse we're really admirers of. You know, I think he's kind of the all-Australian kid, really, you know, by not a single doubt. Such a good 2-year-old. We're excited to be involved with Farnan. We're a shareholder, and we thought this mare was a really good fit for him. Being an Costa de Lago mare, we know that works with that reduced choice, not a single doubt. So I think everything on paper really stacks up. And she's a lovely filly, great frame to grow into. She's going to have that residual, but she's a lovely, correct filly. She just continues to develop, and for anyone, you know, looking for a racing prospect, she ticks the box, and to have that pedigree behind her is certainly a huge bonus as well.
Lot 347 is a colt by Almanzor from Respin. This colt's dam was a stakes winner, and the colt's a full brother to the recent winner, Balance of Power. He's
very typical of what you'd come to know and expect from Almanzor. A lovely type, got that real quality that Almanzor puts into his stock, that lovely head, good-bodied horse. And he's, again, very typical of the stallion. He's just thrived through the prep. They just seem to thrive on that environment and get better and better, and he's certainly been a case of that. As you mentioned, his brother, Balance of Power, he was a lovely-looking yearling as well. I think he's going to be a nice staying 3-year-old through the autumn, and I know Tiaki, I feel the same way about him. A stakes-winning mare. She's already done the job with the stallion. As I mentioned, like his brother, very nice type. Probably come out as a 2-year-old, but ultimately going to be that nice, you know, staying 3-year-old type. Lot
352 is a filly by Halloween Zane from River Mist. And this filly's from a Penarrow mare, from a half-sister to Magic Night Stakes winner Willow Creek. It is that great sprinting River Dove family.
Yeah, this is a filly we're very fond of. She comes from a Penarrow mare from a really good Australian family that brings that flavour of speed and precocity. Halloween Zane himself was a Group 2 winning 2-year-old. His sire is known for his 2-year-olds, so we hope he'd get some stock that would look like they'll go early, and I think this filly really fits the bill. She's not an overly big filly, compact, sharp looking, well muscled, moves along well, which is a trait we see in a lot of the Halloween Zane yearlings. So when we were getting the stallion going, we hope we get some types like this, and of our fillies, she's one with the Karaka Million in mind that people will be zoning in on.
Lot 358 is a colt by Savabeel from Romantic Time, and again I've been looking forward to seeing this colt, particularly since the Sir Patrick Hogan Stakes win of his half-sister About Time. The colt's a half-brother to the ATC Derby and Turnbull Stakes runner-up Young Werther. His dam's a half-sister to the Speedy Silver Slipper Stakes winner in Amelia's Dream. This is just a wonderful family developed by Sir Patrick over generations.
Yeah, he's a bit of a star, this horse. It just, as you mentioned, by a fantastic stallion in Savabeel that just does it year after year, and whether you compare him to the best in New Zealand or Australia, he stacks up every year with the pedigree to go with it. Romantic Times from that Shalt Not family, Amelia's Dream. It's a really active and successful pedigree, no more so than, you know, having that current update with About Time. So He just has everything going for him in a pedigree sense, and when you see the horse in front of you, he's a bold, good size, really mature type of colt. Great strength to his hindquarter. When you see him go away from you, you can just really see the power he's got behind the saddle, and then he's got a great mind to go with it. It's one of those horses that I think just has everything stack up. He's got a real sense of timing about him coming into the sale with what's happening in the pedigree, and we're very excited to be presenting him.
Lot 385 is a colt by Wootton Bassett from Semyon. Wootton Bassett, of course, the sire of Almanzor and an outstanding European sire. Semyon is an unraced Irish-bred mare by Galileo's son Australia from a really deep black type family.
We were naturally drawn to Wootton Bassett, given he's the sire of Almanzor, and I think it's fantastic. Coolmore have brought him down to Australia to have access. He's remarkable what he's done, Wootton Bassett, where he's come from. He's had 3 Group 1 winners again last year, but now that he's in that Coolmore setup, I think he's just going to go from strength to strength. I'm sure a big part of them buying him was to mix with those Galileo mares we've got, so we were keen to send this mare, being a granddaughter of Galileo. The cross has already produced a couple of Group 1 winners. He really suited the mare on pedigree. Not going to be an early maturer, he's a real staying 3-year-old type of horse, or middle distance horse at least. Not overly big, being a first foal, just really well balanced, athletic type, moves really well. He's got a lovely hind leg, and he's an earlier foal. He's the kind of horse you'd hope as a spring 3-year-old, that's when you're really going to see him. And for people coming to New Zealand, often that's what you come here to buy. It's what we produce, and I think he's the horse that really fits the bill in our draft. People going to Europe these days and paying a lot of money for horses like him, so they can come to New Zealand, buy a horse that's been raised in New Zealand. We know we're good at producing those 3-year-old types, and as I said, I think he's a horse that really fits the bill. And
finally, lot 438 by Hello Yumze, and again, this is a colt from Steer by the Stars. He's a 3-quarter brother to Never Back Down, who's a son of Kodiak, who was a stakes winner in the UK, and a great update too with Super Goldie winning recently in Hong Kong.
This colt's got some real presence about him. Yeah, we've had great feedback on the parades. He comes out and all of a sudden someone gets out of their chair and everyone's really drawn. He has that presence about him. He's a lovely type, great shoulder, really good strength behind him. He looks like a nice, mature, fast kind of horse. The pedigree just stacks up so well as well. Pivotal and Unbridled Song are 2 of my favourite broodmare sires. The mare's already left a stakes winner by Kodiak. She's got a very promising Tavistock up in Hong Kong, and Super Goldie. So everything makes sense about the pedigree. When you see the type in front of you, he's exactly what we hoped for. He's a horse that seems to be really drawing a lot of attention. I think at the sale is going to be one of the standouts for us.
What are you seeing in the whole draft? I mean, it's always such a quality draft from Cambridge Stud.
Yeah, we're very fortunate on multiple fronts. Like, we've got Almanzor, who's been such a great success for us at the sales. The Hello Yumze's coming through now adds that new flavour. The upgrade in the broodmare band, there's been a lot of investment in new families. Breeding off the farm too, you've seen a Wootton Bassett and a Farnan and some of those things that give it a bit of flavour. The feeling I get from this draft is, you go through, I think a quarter of our draft have already had a sibling that's provided an update. So they're really active families, there's a lot happening in the families. Young mares, well-credentialed mares, plus you've got, Romantic Time's a good example, one of Sir Patrick's older successful families, and it's still kicking goals. So regardless of what you're looking for, overall it's a really consistent draft, and I think it's got something for everybody.
Beautifully presented, as always, the Cambridge Stud Draft. Coming up after the break on our 2024 NZB Yearling Sale preview, we profile select lots from Haunui Farm and Curraghmore. The Chitty family's Haunui Farm has been producing Australasian racing stars for generations, boasting the bloodlines of some of New Zealand's most influential pedigrees. They're combined with the top stallions from Australia and New Zealand, Snitzel, Savabeel, Almanzor and more, to put together a great draft for Karaka 2024. Mark, you've had another great 12 months here at Haunui Farm. Ribchester, who's now staying here, just a wonderful stallion, of course, by Ifraj. He had Red Card win the Queensland Day Stakes, Denise's Joy Stakes at Scone. Orchestral was a really strong winner on New Year's Day, heading for bigger prizes, and we see her full brother here today. And it's just been so interesting watching the rise of the now triple Group 1 winner Militarize, who was foaled down here and spent a lot of time here at Haunui.
Yeah, well, we're doing this for Karaka, right? But Mike only finished Militarize off as a yearling for the Magic Millions, but we take credit out of that just good horses are coming off the farm. That's what that's all about. You know, delighted to have Ribchester here, his oldest progeny from a New Zealand conceived point of view are just 2-year-olds. So I like to think that we'll see some performance here in the autumn. But you know, he's 77% winners to runners with the first crop, and those 2 Australian crops are very small, 34 and 35 foals. So not a lot to go with, but he's done a really nice job.
Well, focusing on NZB Karaka 2024, we start with lot 142 by Wootton Bassett from Influencer. We know what a great influence Wootton Bassett has been, particularly in the Northern Hemisphere and now also through Almanzora in New Zealand. And this colt's from the great Maitrisha family, from a Savabeel mare who's a half-sister to Queensland Oaks winner Miss Keepsake.
Yeah, he's a lovely colt, really well balanced, good medium size. Yeah, out of a young Savabeel mare by, you know, an internationally recognised young stallion in Wootton Bassett. Obviously, son of Ifraj, his first Group 1 winner, and he's taken all before him. He's obviously, everyone knows he's relocated from France to Caramore in Ireland. He's done a wonderful job, and you know, if these are the types of horses that Wootton Bassett are throwing, I'm sure they're going to be really well received in the market.
Next is lot 360 by Snitzel, a colt from Rondinella. Of course, you can't go past a Snitzel, a 4-time champion Australian sire. And Rondinella is a great example of the very best of Haunui breeding, isn't she? Second in a Sydney Cup, third in a Tancred, and from the wonderful producing mare Valpolicella.
Yeah, I blame Roger James and John O'Shea here. They could have done us a little bit better. She won $1 million in prize money, but was never a stakes winner. But this colt's 9th generation, hailing all the way back to our first foundation mare in Foxona from the famed Trelawney Stud. The Danehill sire line has worked really, really well with the family. He's just a wonderful moving colt. Been really easy to develop here as a yearling. You know, I think he's going to meet with really strong appeal, you know, obviously by champion sire and Snitzel, and I dare say this horse won't run 2 miles.
Lot 464, this is by Savabeel, this colt from Symphonic, so great update here as mentioned with this colt's full sister Orchestral winning recently and has James McDonald on board for Karaka Millions night, which is great. Also in the family McKinnon Stakes winner, a Tissue, and just so many more updates on this page.
Yeah, it's a wonderful evolving pedigree. Obviously Orchestral, things didn't go quite right in the Gold Trail, but she's come back. She ran a huge race in the Bone Crusher and then won on New Year's Day and is one of the favourites for the Karaka Million 3-year-old race. She was a lovely filly, she was an expensive filly and wonderful for Colin and Helen Litt and Roger and Robert. This colt's very much in the same mould. He's a good, strong, good moving Savabeel colt, nice and correct. And again, a joy to prep.
Lot 489 is a Savabeel filly from Tinelli. The dam's a half-sister to Fix, who won all the good New Zealand fillies races and was crowned New Zealand Filly of the Year, also second in the New Zealand Derby. Foreteller, Political Debate and others well known to Australian racing fans are also on this page.
Yeah, absolutely. The Grand Dam Destin was purchased by Paul Moroney out of England for us, and she's been a wonderful broodmare. It's one of the great Juddmont families. A second foal, it's a Savabeel O'Reilly cross. You know, we had a bit of success. We talked about Orchestral. She's that sort of cross. Lovely, big, strong filly. Great brown, you know, good, strong brown colour. And you just can't go past Savabeel. What a wonderful stallion he's been for Waikato Stud and New Zealand. They're going to be feature items long term in the broodmare bands of many studs.
Lot 130 is a filly by the Autumn Sun from High Gorgeous, and I just love the Autumn Sun. I mean, he's come out, he's had early stakes winners, he was an absolute champion himself by a champion in Redout's Choice. And this filly's from a Savabeel mare who's had 2 to race for 2 winners. Second dam, the Group 1 winner Calveen, so the Cosy Bay English wonder family of Thalassophile, who was recently placed in the Summon Stakes in Melbourne. Again, another old, brilliant family, but it just keeps on keeping on.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I bring this filly out and I'm thinking of Don McLaren. You know, Calvinia deep in the pedigree. You know, purchased her out of Sydney Easter, and although she only won 1 race, she's been a fantastic broodmare. This is obviously granddaughter of a Group 1 winner in Calveen, and we're racing a nice filly, Francie, who won the other day, that's from this family. and obviously by the autumn sun, who's really starting to shape. And she's a really nice chestnut filly, medium size, really good moving filly. This family, everyone goes throughout Australasia to find it, and especially filly wise, so she'll be well sought after.
And then finally at Haunui, lot 442, again by the 8-time champion sire Savabeel from Stolen Gem. And the fillies are half-sister to Catch a Thief, who's placed in the New Zealand 1000 Guineas since the catalogue was printed. The next two dams were also outstanding race mares and good producers to Lightning Ridge and Nanny Maroon.
Yeah, absolutely. Like out of a young Schnitzel mare, she's a really nice, I think, you know, a Tissue is a filly that sort of comes to mind. I've seen her. This is a filly very much like her, just nice, medium-sized, light on her feet. Again, Savabeel, really good dark brown filly, moves well, from a really nice Australian family. I think, again, this filly will be well sought after come sale time. And
obviously, you know, the depth of the female families that you have here at Haunui, and the best stallions, you really continue to send them, whether they be, you know, Australian stallions, New Zealand stallions, but, you know, the motto, as everyone says, breed the best to the best. It just continues to work here for you.
Well, they all cost the same, right? So to prep, so you've just got to do it as well as you possibly can. We're lucky that the Karaka Farms produced some really nice horses in the last 5 years, and I'm sure within this draft they will add to that legacy.
The best stallions and broodmare excellence combining there in another stellar Haunui Farm draft. Gordon Cunningham's Caramore Stud is another great example of a New Zealand thoroughbred operation run by an outstanding natural horseman. And in 2023, Caramore was again a Group 1 producing farm in the tough Australian racing market.
Good sound horse with loads of scope. He moves well, and you know, I'd have good expectations for him also.
Clover Lake with 100 metres left to go, well clear in the derby, and Clover Lake is too good.
Gordon, it's always fantastic to come here to Curraghmore, and every year you've produced more Group 1 winners from this wonderful farm. Ruthless Dame winning the Group 1 Sangster Stakes in South Australia, Covalika, a Queensland Derby. It must mean so much to you for your horses to go across the ditch and really succeed in the toughest racing there is.
Absolutely. Look, those horses have brought us great joy and just immense pleasure, and also seeing the great work that their trainers have done, but also the thrill of a lifetime that they've produced for their owners, and the journey still continues. Those horses are really the inspiration for us to continuing to try and improve and breed a better horse every year.
Well, speaking of Ruthless Dame, the first lot we're looking at here is lot 366 by Ocean Park from Ruthless Lady, and I was really looking forward to seeing this colt. Of course, your great partner Sir Owen Glenn, as I said, tasted Group 1 success with the half-sister to the colt Ruthless Dame winning the Sangster, second in the Surround and the Invitation as well. A great update, Sea Siren's daughter Warm Heart won the Yorkshire Oaks and was runner-up in the Breeders' Cup Fillies and Mares turf race in November.
Yes, it's a terrific family, and you know, this colt in particular, he's actually got quite a bit in common with Ruthless Dame herself. I sort of feel, just looking at him on the lawn today there, I can see him having a lovely stride, getting his head down low as she does. We've had a lot of luck on the farm here with Ocean Park in producing Tofani, who won 4 Group 1s at 1400 metres, and also Covalika, who's announced himself as a weight for age horse of the future. And this colt, I feel, is another big chance to maybe achieve Group 1 honours.
Lot 423 is a colt by Wootton Bassett from Sue Bretts. Of course, she was a top filly of her generation, a group winner and group placed. She's produced Toscanini, runner-up in a Grand Prix Stakes and a winner in Hong Kong, and 5-time winner in Victoria, Daytona Bay. We've had the next 3-year-old down, tightly laced one on debut, and I love this family. The Zarsweiler, Star Satire family. Satin and Silk, a winner for her breeder Belinda Bateman at Gosford on a big day last month, and I Am Unstoppable in the family. So it's always on the go, this page.
Yeah, this family is always evolving. I think the page continues to produce another good horse. This mare is doing a great job. She's 3 from 3 with some, you know, good class horses. And given that this colt is by Wootton Bassett, who has announced himself as an absolutely world-class sire, I think this colt has got an awful lot of potential. Physically, I think he's almost like his mother's son. He's not over big. He's low to the ground, but he's got a quick action, and I think he's a big chance.
Next is lot 455, a colt by Hallmark Stud, the fabulous first season sire. Sunny Rose is the dam, and from one of my favourite New Zealand families, developed by the late Sir Patrick Hogan, the My Tricia family of Grosvenor, Lonhro, Lankan, Rupee and so many more. And this is one of the very last he bred with his brand. Sunny Rose was a group performer, full sister to ATC Derby winner Tavago, and the colt's a close relation to Hong Kong Jockey Club Cup winner in Straight Aaron. A great action on this boy, isn't there? He's a November foal, but I think Patrick would be proud of this fella.
I think we were very, very fortunate to secure this horse at Sir Patrick's dispersal. I felt privileged to actually look at his horses, and that we were able to secure a colt gave me even more pleasure. He's the sort of horse that I love. He's got quality, he's got a stride to him, gets his head down low. Just had him in the lunge ring for a little jog the other day. He just covers so much ground, so he's got lots of scope. Anything would be possible given the number of big names that you've mentioned that he's related to there. Who knows, he might write another chapter for the great man himself, and that would make me feel very proud.
Lot 287 is a filly by Poisier from Pacific. Now, we know the deeds of Poisier. He just cannot put a foot wrong. He is the reigning champion New Zealand sire at Rich Hill Stud, which is fantastic for John Thompson and the team, but also for New Zealand breeding, because obviously you've been looking for the next great sire. She's an Ocean Park mare. It's only her second foal, and it's the Tully Dane and Tavi family.
This is a family that we bred a lot of good horses with over the years, and I think I really like this foal, or this filly should I say. From birth she was just always class. She's great presence about her. She's progressive in her physique, which is consistent with the best of the Crossier's progeny, like fillies like Legarto and even Cor Volante this year and Prowess. She's bred well enough with a good deep family behind her to perhaps become another one of them.
Lot 538 is a filly by Cosmic Force from Zedancer. Cosmic Force by Deepfield. He found his way to the hugely competitive Newgate Farm roster. Zedancer by the outstanding Zabeel is a half-sister to Heatherly, who's the dam of Canterbury Stakes winner Red Resistance, family of Dalalat, who I love seeing Darren Flindell calling because he's a part owner when it's winning in Sydney over and over again. But this filly, of course, is also a half-sister to multiple stakes place getter in Tavi Dance.
This is an outstanding filly, and I'm pleased that I could put her on the lawn for you today. To me, she's old Zabeel, and that's what attracted us to securing her at the Magic Million sale a couple of years ago there. But also, notably, she's out of the Zabeel Centane cross, which has produced over 80 stakes winners, including 18 Group 1 winners. You know, the likes of Probabile, I Wish I Win, and a host of horses. You know, this filly has just got beautiful balance, quality. We know with Zabeel anything is possible. Equally, in the last 12 months there, you've seen the potential of the family with Red Resistance by Capitalist also. So it's an evolving family, and I'd hope this filly can take it to another level as well.
And finally here at Curraghmore, a filly by Hallmark Stud, lot 15, from the great producing mare Distinctive Lass. And Hallmark Stud, we know, a wonderful Group 1 winning sprinter in the UK. And I just love seeing the offspring of Distinctive Lass. Her third dam is that mighty sprinting queen in Special. And what a brood mare she's been. This filly's a half-sister to New Zealand 1,000 Guineas winner Karma Lass, 5-time stakes winner Curo, and more stakes winners. And I love the attitude of this girl. She knows what she wants, and she wants to get going and do it.
Yes, certainly, Caroline. It's actually a real privilege for us to offer a filly so well related, who was bred by Greg Tomlinson of Pencarrow Stud, who's one of our bigger clients on the farm here. We're proud of all the success we've achieved for him. This mare has been a notable achiever for him, obviously. The filly is so well related. All her relatives are fast, and as you say, that's the influence of Special. And this filly has just got lots of speed about her. You know, everything she does, even I know it was getting late in the day when we were filming her there, and she's wanting to go out, but you could just sense she was going her way. She's full of quality, and what I love about her is that she's just got a beautiful filly's eye. She's very pure. Yeah, she's a very, very serious filly.
And one thing you know here is you leave no stone unturned in terms of the care you give to these horses. I mean, she loves, you know, she said she's, you know, has her own sort of way about her, but she enjoyed having a bit of a snuggle, and it's all about rearing these horses, preparing them for what lies ahead. And you obviously do it brilliantly. The record shows that here at Caramore.
we're happy to have those compliments, but equally as I've always said, it's so fulfilling for us to watch their horses bring joy to their owners. We're absolutely very fortunate to see the success that all our progeny have. You know, if it's not one from the farm here, we'll be celebrating somebody else's success. And as you've seen in the last 12 months, I don't think we've ever had an average year in New Zealand terms, but last year was exceptional, and hopefully as breeders we can build on that and continue it for the future.
Always such a pleasure to see the meticulous attention to detail in the Caramore draft, thanks to the expertise of Gordon and his team. Coming up after the break on the 2024 NZB Yearling Sale preview, we head to Windsor Park and Woburn Farm. Welcome back to our preview of the 2024 NZB Karaka Yearling Sale. Windsor Park Stud has a long and storied history of producing elite racehorses and also standing stallions who have a huge influence on Group 1 results in Australia and New Zealand. Their latest sire, Circus Maximus, has his first yearlings on sale this year, and they're receiving rave reviews from everyone who supported this exciting young sire. A beautiful day here at Windsor Park Stud, and really gorgeous to be sort of right in the middle of summer, but beautiful conditions for the young horses growing out. And of course, it's been a big year as always for Windsor Park with lots of on-track success.
Yeah, we've had another good year with the racing team and breeding. Mustang Valley getting another Group 1 this year, so we've had a really nice year.
Profondo and the spring champion, the favourite, wins it easily. And
it's a real coup. Of course, you have a new stallion, which is always exciting for any stud, a son of Deep Impact in Profondo. And of course, you're selling the first of the Circus Maximus yearlings, a triple Group 1 winning son of Galileo, who won the St James's Palace Stakes at Royal Ascot and returned the next year to take out the Queen Anne. So lots to really be looking forward to here at Windsor Park too.
Yeah, it's been a very exciting season, especially, you know, with the purchase of Profondo in partnership with Mapley Stud and Ben Kwok. You know, he's a beautiful horse, got a great reception. I think he's got 150 odd mares in foal this season, so really exciting. And to have the first yearlings of Circus Maximus going to the yearling sales, no, really exciting. It's such a good racehorse and beautiful pedigree, so they should sell well.
Well, let's have a look at the first of the yearlings here at Windsor Park. This is by Circus Maximus, lot 349 from Risque Business, a filly whose dam's a three-quarter sister to Star Satire. It's a family that just develops on and on, almost week to week.
Yeah, we've had this family for a very long time. We're racing a very good filly at the moment called It's Business Time. She won 5 in a row and then ran second in the Copeland's Mile this year. So she's doing a great job by Turn Me Loose. She's a quality filly in the mould of Circus Maximus, so you know, very much like the sire. Yeah, very happy to go to the sales with them.
Next lot 269 by Savabeel from Nymph. Of course, we know Savabeel, an 8-time champion sire, and the dam's by your own champion sire in Thorne Park. This is a full sister to a 3-time winner, AC Express, the SA Derby runner-up Savvy Oaks, a 3-quarter relation, and just a lovely filly. And you have the half sister too.
Yes, so we raced the half sister in Nafeti, who won the other day, heading on an Oaks program. So she's very exciting. But this blood's worked with this family really well already, so you know, I think she's a very quality filly, very much a New Zealand style of filly. Once again, a family that we've had for a long time, and we've bred a lot of good horses out of it.
Lot 33 is a colt by Russian Camelot from Duchess of Windsor. Of course, the first crop of Camelot's Underwood Stakes and SA Derby winner. The dam's by Rip Van Winkle, a 5-time winner herself. A lovely first foal and a really sensible sort of colt, this fellow.
Yeah, he's a ripper. I was very fond of Camelot. And then when Russian Camelot was racing in Australia, I really liked him, and you know, we looked serious at trying to purchase him. So I thought if I couldn't buy him, I should send him here, and I couldn't be happy with the result.
Next is lot 28 by your own Turn Me Loose from Drop the Beat. The dam's by Poisier, so he's assured of being a great broodmare sire, and it's only her first foal, but it's a great family you've had for a long time, and he's gorgeous, isn't he? He's just got so much pizzazz about him.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a rock star, I think, but no, it's a pretty fast family. You know, we bred Wild Knight from the family at the moment, and he's a serious galloper. He's won 6 now, Group winner, and he's heading to the 4-year-old $1 million race this year. But he's just a really good combination of his genetics. So yeah, quite an exciting horse.
Lot 114 is a colt by Morris from Greatest Joy. This colt's dam is a full sister to the incredible 8-time Group 1 winner More Joyous, and just the first foal.
Yeah, look, I'm really happy. It's taken a long time to get it into this family. I purchased the mare at the Magic Millions, and she's a lovely mare and a close relation. So it's just great to have that family, and I think she's done a huge job with this colt.
Lot 328 is by Circus Maximus from Prove Your Worth. The colt's dam is a half sister to the dam of Tats Tiara winner Palaisapan. Second dam, Kiss from a Rose by Lonro, won the Triscay Stakes, and is a 3/4 sister to the great stallion Influence in Northern Meteor. And this guy's got lots of strength and scope about him.
Yeah, he's a lovely scopy sort of animal. You know, Lonro is just such a great broodmare sire. I love going to buy those mares, and we've had a lot of success with it. So I think he's a quality colt, moves beautifully, and so really happy.
And finally, lot 272, again by Circus Maximus from Oh Lovely. This colt is from the Love Trista, Love Tessa, the great 8-carat family, of course. Third dam, Trista Love. It's just all there in this colt, isn't it?
I think he's a real smasher. It's a family everyone loves, and time again it just keeps coming up with good horses. So I think he won't let the family down, to be fair. He's a good quality animal and a good colt to take to sales.
And there's such a buzz about racing in New Zealand at the moment, isn't there? I mean, there's an upside with more prize money and so much with Entain coming on board to really help the industry. But also, of course, the success rate of the horses in Australia, the Group 1 winners that we've seen from New Zealand, I guess it augurs really well for what should be a very strong Karaka 24.
Oh look, it's in my time in racing in New Zealand, it's the most exciting time. I think the Entain deal and the guys from Entain are supporting racing massively. It's really showing through. The horses on the track in Australia, every year they do New Zealand proud, but in the last probably 18 months it's been huge. We're going to have some nice horses at the sales. We always bat above our punch out of our weight. So look, I think there'll be some good buying at Karaka, and I think it's an exciting time to be part of it.
Again, a strong draft for Windsor Park Stud, and we wish them all the best for Karaka 24. Adrian Stanley's Woburn Farm has had another year to hang its hat on, not least being the scintillating success of Lucky Swainess in the Hong Kong International Sprint in December, a horse sold by Adrian at the 2020 NZB Ready to Run sale. The 24 crop contains some real standouts by an excellent mix of stallions. Adrian, Woburn Farm has developed a great reputation within the thoroughbred breeding industry in New Zealand and of course in Australia as well, and you have some great clients supporting you.
Yeah, I've got a great line of clients, and especially this year, hopefully we can get some great results for them in this hour ring.
The horses you've had from the farm here, Lucky Swainess, a superstar, and plenty of others too, and obviously that was a ready to run horse, but you have so much great attention to detail and a really good team here. You've learnt from some wonderful people in the industry.
Yeah, I've got some great staff here this year as well, and from when I started from scratch, it's coming from a farmer boy from Taranaki, went up to Trelawney Stud, and there's no shortcuts there, and then to Waikato Stud and Cambridge Stud, and then over to Australia at Caramore, and then the Wooden, and doing the sale rounds, and just pick up all the attention to detail aspects and learnt from the best nurseries and just put them all together for the farm here.
We start with Fastnet Rock colt from Deerkai, lot 9. Fastnet Rock, we know, just a wonderful stallion. Obviously he's not getting as many sort of foals on the ground, so these are pretty rare to get hold of, but he's still an incredible influence on the breed. The dam is a blood sister to Nayeli and a 3/4 sister to another multiple group winner, Starrell. Second dam, Princessa through Solicit and Star of Giselle. And third dam, the great Group 1 winning Influence in Cap Chat. And quite a forward sort of colt, this fellow, isn't he?
Yeah, it's when I saw him as a foal in Australia, there a lot of leg about him, but substance there. He's just developed into a lovely type of animal, strong, physical, but still athletic. So he's a proper Fastnet Rock colt.
Next lot 238 by Tagaloa from Miss Sentimental. This colt sire, obviously a first season sire, a Blue Diamond winner at Yearling Farm, and a son of one of the best stallions in the world in Lord Kanaloa. The dam is a New Zealand Oaks winner by Reliable Man, and they're always the broodmares you want, the offspring of a New Zealand Oaks winner. And it's her first foal too too. It's the old Woodlands Darley family of Complacent, Dracula and more. So again, you know, a really interesting sort of a colt that you've been sent by Yearling.
Yeah, I've been thankful enough to Mrs. Zhang and Sam Fairgrave to send the horse, 3 lovely horses to me to prepare this year. She was a top class filly, Miss Sentimental, with Lisa Ladder down there in Awapuni. She won the New Zealand Oaks very well, and I can see a lot of Miss Sentimental in this colt. He's a lovely rangy colt as well. Looks like he's going to be a lovely Guineas Derby type for me, and you can see a lot of tackle low, and I think he could be a very good stallion for the future.
Lot 634 by Circus Maximus from Cassini, by a great stallion prospect for Windsor Park Stud. Cassini herself, she's by the hugely underrated Reset. She won the Manawatu Cup, the Wanganui Cup twice. So a really tough and talented race mare. Western Australian Oaks winner True Devotion is the 3rd dam. And there's a bit of Galileo about this fellow, isn't there?
Yeah, he's a lot of Galileo about him as well, but a lot of the Circus Maximus are quite physical. You can see they put a bit of substance in their foals, and the people will see them as yearlings are quite strong and physical, but good walks on them as well. She was a good mare, Cassini, just didn't really get her to a Group 1 grade, but she had Group 1 ability. The colt's a lovely athletic type of horse. I really like him. He's just going to finish into a lovely 3-year-old. In 12 months' time, he's going to have more well factor than what he's got now.
Another of the Yearling yearlings, lot 553, by their champion sire, Written Tycoon from Affair of the Heart. Of course, Written Tycoon's had enormous influence as a sire of sires as well now. Affair of the Heart's by a proven broodmare sire, Fusaichi Pegasus, was a 6-time winner and half-sister to Group 1 winner Soriano. And of course, this is the half-brother to New Zealand Derby winner Rocket Spade, as well as 5-time winner Holstein. So again, a fascinating pedigree here.
Yeah, it's a lovely pedigree as well, which I like. You got that Written Tycoon to throw a little bit of speed as well into the family, and you're going to have a Guineas Derby type of horse here. Again, just a bit more time and look after him, and then as a 3-year-old, he's going to be a lovely animal.
Lot 658 is a filly by Almanzor from Sinner Dream. We all know the great start that the European champion racehorse Almanzor has been off to as a stallion. The proven mare, this filly's a half-sister to Group 2 winner Tavi Dream, who also won in Hong Kong, and also to stakes place Tis Magic, 7 to race 6 winners, and again the family of Tarzino. But just a lovely sweet filly, isn't she?
Yeah, she is, and she's sweet but a bit of toughness as well.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to be a lovely Oaks filly. I can see her get into the top of the grades when she becomes a lovely 3-year-old.
Finally, lot 357 is a filly by North Pacific from Roma Bella by the exciting new Newgate Farm stallion, and again another old Woodlands family with the filly's dam, a full sister to Pinwheel. The half sister Alicia Roma's a 5-time winner, and there are other stakes winners in the family, including Maydung, Banish and Dirty Work.
Yeah, I fell in love with the stallion in Sydney weaning sales. So I picked up, I thought, one of the nicest colts on the complex and one of the nicest fillies, and I think she was right up there, and top judges have said that she was one of the nicest fillies. So out of a Lonhro mare, but I love the Brazen Bow O'Reilly cross. I think that will suit New Zealand market as well very well, and she'll get up early. She should be a 2-year-old, and she'll carry on as a 3-year-old, and I can see her get into a mile to a 2,000 metre horse as well as she gets older.
And overall, we're hearing a lot of confidence, you know, within New Zealand, and justifiably so as well. I mean, how are you feeling heading towards this sale? You know, the draft you have here, how does it compare to previous drafts you've had? I guess they all look like beautiful yearlings to me.
Yeah, they're all lovely. I've got a smaller draft this year, but a nice, tidy lineup. I'm very happy, and yeah, it's exciting in the New Zealand industry how it's going forward. So everybody's excited, and hopefully Karaka 2024 is going to be a hit.
More lovely types there at Woburn Farm, and a great mix of new and proven sires from the best studs in Australia and New Zealand. Coming up after the break, we preview highlight lots from the Oaks and Hallmark Stud. The Oak Stud has for years had wonderful success with Danehill's sire son Darcy Brahma, and now they have a new stallion, US Navy flag, they bought from Curraghmore, and who has all the star qualities it takes to be a stud success. He has 7 yearlings catalogued for Karaka 2024, 4 of them to be sold by the Oaks. We're Cricket was a good lead into our filming at the Oaks today, with the New Zealand Pendragon winning the Auckland Guineas. A great boost for US Navy flag now standing at the Oaks.
Yeah, it certainly is, Caroline. He was champion first season sire here last year, and we actually, as you know, purchased him outright from Caramore Stud. In May last year we took a punt on him, and he's continued through the spring of this year with Pendragon and of course Shanti Lace and a number of other group placed horses. So he's profiling up very well. We couldn't be happier. He's sitting second on the second season sires list behind Ace High, who we happen to have a share of, so we're very pleased Ace High is going well. And Pendragon was very timely, a really talented horse. He's won his last three and he'll be in the mix for the Karaka 3-year-old Millions.
Well, you mentioned Shanti Lace, the Wanganui Guineas and Castleton Stakes winner. Fashion Icon also won 3 in a row through spring and summer. And excitingly, Storm Boy, one of the star 2-year-olds this season for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott, is a son of Pelican from your own champion mare Sea Change, and Burn to Shine by So You Think from Smoulder, a group winner in spring, and will be showing his half-brother shortly.
Yeah, certainly we've been following Storm Boy. Obviously Sea Change was a great mare of ours, and she's retired but she's still alive at the stud. Now that's been good to see. I think the important thing with US Navy flag is he's had Group 1 place getters with To Catch a Thief and Aprilia. They were Group 1 placed at 2, and of course To Catch a Thief's been Group 1 placed in the 2000 Guineas, and Aprilia was second in the Edward Manifold. So there's a lot of stakes performers as well as stakes winners out there at the moment.
Well, 3 of the 4 presented here are by US Navy flag, and we start with lot 618 from Blanket Bay. This colt's dam is by Darcy Brahma, and she was a runner-up in a New Zealand Oaks. It's a family of group performers: Elegant Emerald, Colorado Star and Ratani.
Yes, a really, really nice colt this, and she was a very good mare. She was second in our Oaks, I think 4th in the South Australian Oaks, and she's been very unlucky. She missed a couple of years and her first 2 foals died. So we've got a Swain-S filly we've retained, and this is the first colt to go to the sales out of it, but very happy with him. Good mover, good bone, good brain.
Lot 186 is also by US Navy flag from Like a Lady. The colt's dam is a half-sister to Queensland Oaks runner-up Nothing Like a Cat, whose group winners Stampede and Thinkin' Big are by High Chaparral, and Dulcify winner Just Thinkin' is by So You Think. So you're tapping back into that Saddler's Wells blood through Galileo in US Navy flag with a bit of Warfront Danzig speed.
Yeah, it's exactly why we did it, Caroline, you're right, but we also have a So You Think 3-year-old out of the mare tapping back into the same thing, a horse called Gentile, and he's a lovely horse we've got a lot of time from, but again, a really nice, typical US Navy flag colt.
Lot 19 is by US Navy flag from Dominance. The colt's dam is by your ever-consistent Darcy Brahma, and the third dam is that wonderful Oaks winning filly by Grosvenor Domino.
Absolutely, it's a family that was developed by the Campins. We've had a lot of luck with it, with Dominant and About the Journey and Hot Pursuit, I think of all. We've bred them and raced a couple of them. First foal of a strong mare that was injured in a paddock accident and couldn't get to the races, but look, a really good first foal.
And finally, lot 415 by Hello Yoom Zane from Smoulder. Hello Yoom Zane, I'm really looking forward to these getting into the best stables, as they are really going to fly. And Smoulder, as mentioned, the dam of the recent group winner In Your Colours, Burn to Shine. She herself was a top filly of her generation. She won the 8 Carat Classic and was placed in 2 Group 1s, including the New Zealand 1000 Guineas.
Absolutely, Smoulder was a superstar, and as you say, she was Group 1 placed and a Group 2 winner, and she's produced very well. Embers was very talented, got injured, and Burn to Shine this year has been a revelation in the spring, and he's probably run those races really early in his career. I'm sure once he steps out this autumn over further, you'll see the best of Burn to Shine. We took 2 shares in Hello Yoom Zane when he came out, and really pleased to have them. I thought I'd have 2 or 3 colts in the sale by them, and just little things went wrong with them, but very happy to keep those horses and race them through as well. But this is a lovely horse, and typical of what I've seen of the Hello Yoom Zanes.
And there are just so many great young stallions in New Zealand at the moment. It's such an exciting time, and so many reasons for Australian buyers to come to Karaka, because these sire lines, they're working right around Australasia.
Yeah, they certainly are, Caroline. Look, we've had a great year over there in Australia again, and we need to continue to do that. But I think the Entain group coming in and the outsourcing of the TAB, there's a whole lot of positive things happening in racing in New Zealand, and of course Australia remains extremely strong. So we're all looking forward to it with a bit of confidence.
Always great seeing the influence of the Oak Stud in race results around Australasia. When a horse travels across the Tasman and wins a Group 1 in Australia, the flow-on effects back home are immense. The Baker family's Hallmark Stud has had another outstanding year, not only through their star filly Prowess, but also the likes of now dual Group winner Penarrow, and more is to come from the crop of 24.
This filly is all class, one of the nicest fillies we've bred for a very long time. She's a brilliant mover, she's got size, she's got scope, great rein, uses herself well. This filly already at parades has caught everyone's eye. She is a standout. We had to have her on your show.
And Prowess moved up now, takes the lead in the Haunui Stud Stakes, and she's a class act, pulling right away, Prowess.
Mark, it's really important, I guess, for any stud farm to have a real flagship Group 1 winner through a season heading into a sale. And of course, Prowess, we previewed her here at Hallmark Stud, and she's gone on to be just an outstanding filly, a Group 1 winner in Australia. And then recently, of course, we've just seen Cool and Fast, who's one of the stars in the 2-year-old ranks heading towards the Karaka Yearling. So there's so much that you should be so proud of.
Yeah, we are, as a family, and the whole team here on the farm. It's been an amazing 12 months for us. Obviously with Prowess winning the Vinery and crowned champion middle distance horse here in New Zealand, and then to go on at 4 win Cox Plate Day at Moonee Valley. Bonnie Lash, she grew up here too. She's got nutted in the Group 1 railway the other day. Listed winner there in Adelaide with Pudding, and so they just keep coming, the black type horses. So it's been a great 12 months.
Well, looking at this draft here, obviously we were about to see the full sister to Prowess. How are you feeling that they're sort of coming together heading towards Karaka this year?
Yeah, great. They're right where we want them. It was cold for a long time through the spring and their coats were slow, but we had some beautiful heat the last 3 to 4 weeks and their coats have really come on, and they're right where we want them. Mentally and physically, we couldn't ask for more. They're going great.
Well, we'll start here with a colt lot 540 by the 8-time champion New Zealand sire Savabil from Zaza Gabor. The dam was Group 2 place. The second dam, Zaza Top, was a stakes winner in Germany, and dam of a German champion 3-year-old Zazu. Really good looking fellow, isn't he? And really fascinating with that German blood.
Exactly. It's fascinating pedigree because you look at him and think you're one of those good Zabils that'll be sort of mile plus, middle distance, classic 3-year-old, and then you see his page in Germany. It's very sharp, full of good 2-year-old form, but a lovely horse that a good on-farm client bought off Falaci. He was a neutro, and he is an outstanding first foal by the great Savabil. So amazing brain, just eats and sleeps. He's so laid back. He's a real dude. He's been a pleasure to have.
Lot 668 by Savabil from Cool and Sassy. Now, a few weeks ago, of course, the highlight on this page would have been being the full brother to Cool as a Beal, a Group 1 Diamond Stakes winner at 2, and of course winner of the Karaka Yearling for Tiako. But now the other full brother, as I mentioned, the well-named Cool and Fast, is one of this season's top 2-year-olds, and it's the old Tennessee family in Australia that's recently thrown Libertini and Hawaii 5-0, and he's just a lovely boy. There's a great way about him, isn't there?
Yeah, he is. He's a real standout colt that we're preparing for Duncan Fell, who bred Cool as a Beal as well. And the mare that Duncan bought, she's been good to him. Cool as a Beal won the Karaka Yearling. Brazen Kingdom, he's a winner as well. The mare's done a great job. Now Cool and Fast, who we presented last year for Duncan, Tiako bought. He won impressively Boxing Day, and now one of the favourites for the Karaka Yearling. So it'd be quite a feat if a mare could leave 2 Karaka Yearling winners. But he's a lovely horse. He's got size, scope, great attitude. Just willing to please like all the good Savabils, great action, correct. There's a lot to crow about that also. We'll watch the race with interest.
Lot 154 by Cambridge Stud's first season sire Hallmark Stud from Julietta. The dam's by Northern Meteors shooting to win, and a half-sister to triple Group 1 winner of races such as the Australian Cup, Humidor. Quite a Danehill, isn't he? There's a lot of Danehill in there, and just the fabulous action.
Oh, you nailed it there, Karen. His action, he's just quite phenomenal. As you've seen, his dad, Hallmark Stud, moves exactly the same. He's got a huge action, huge overstep, real loose shoulder, hind leg action. Hallmark Stud, we've had a little bit to do with quite a few now. They've all inherited that great action of their dad. This bloke, man, he's on a diet with extra work because he just strives. He's a real racehorse, eats up, sleeps, willing to please, and looks strong, quick too. So I think, as you said before while we filmed, there's a lot of Danehill about him.
Lot 17 by Star Spangled Banner from Dolly Fabulous. And what a great stallion he's been, Star Spangled Banner. The dams are half to Fashions of Field, the dam of Kiss and Makeup, with recent group winners such as Imelda Mary in there as well for updates.
He's all speed, this bloke, Star Spangled Banner. He's one of those rare stallions that's done it all over the world, and as we know, through limited opportunities through his infertility. But Northern Hemisphere, Hong Kong especially, Carolyn, and down here as well. You know, when they go back to Curraghmore, they are going really good. Exciting horses, very quick, he's all power. He'll be one for the race. Kind colt, we're sure he'll run, no doubt about it. But he could suit breeze up guys too with the Star Spangled Banner appeal. No, looking forward to his career.
Lot 631, a filly by Dundeel from Candela. We know Dundeel, you know, what a super racehorse he was. From a mare who won us a 2-year-old in Australia, has thrown 2-time Australian winner, Another Think Comin'. Second dam Recurring was one of the top New Zealand race mares winning the Railway, produced a top Hong Kong horse in time after time. She's really businesslike. She really just sort of wants to get on with it, doesn't she?
Yes, she is. She's a girl on a mission, and she loves going somewhere, doing something. She's very mature. There's no doubt she'll be out early, like a lot of those good Dundeels. Page is full of speed, Recurring there, won the Railway, second dam, and then you've got a Telegraph winner and Lady Madonna in the third dam. So she's all speed, she uses herself well, correct. Yes, she looks very sharp, an exciting filly.
Lot 21 by Poisia from Donna Marie. This filly, of course, the full sister to Prowess. Early in the sale too, lot 21, so you don't have to wait too long with those nerves. Of course, Poisia has done an incredible job recently, and one of his real stars, of course, is Prowess herself. She's just a magnificent filly. I can really see her winning an Aussie Group 1 as well.
I like the way you're talking and thinking, Carolyn. I hope you're right. No, we're very fortunate to have a full sister born with this filly's quality. Got even luckier this year because Mum's got another full sister at foot. We'd love to keep a filly at some stage, but we've bills to pay, so she's for sale. The mare's back in foal to Prasia. She's all quality. She's got a sister's action, which you can probably see on your old clip.
Yep.
Great mover, great size, scope, beautifully balanced. Prowess probably a little bit more leg at the same age and maybe a bit longer, so this filly maybe pop tips a little bit sharper. But no, we're delighted with the way she's coming on, and we look forward to presenting her.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement about this whole draft here, but particularly, of course, that filly. But, you know, how do you feel as far as, you know, things are really looking up in New Zealand, that always punching above the weight, but really going to another level in the past 12 months?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Hong Kong as well, and particularly Australia, our greatest market, punching above our weight there year after year. I mean, the autumn we had was incredible, and then on the spring, so our feet are on the ground. But I think if you've got the right article, they'll find them, and you'll get the chocolates.
Looking forward to seeing which of the 24 draft from Hallmark Stud can follow in the impressive hoof prints marked out by the likes of Prowess. Don't go anywhere, still plenty of outstanding yearlings to come. Next up, we feature select lots from Wentwood Grange and Pencarrow. The Hawkins brothers Wentwood Grange has had another year of high-class results on racetracks in Australia and New Zealand, and that looks set to continue even further through the crop of 2024.
She's just a lovely free-moving filly that looks as though she could possibly get up a bit earlier too.
A great finish, Quintessa. Zed Van Shaw's going to lunge, miss. But she's held all the way to the line, Quintessa. What a brave performance.
Well, it's been another wonderful year for Wentwood Grange horses on the track. Quintessa featured in our 2022 NZB preview. Dulcet, we also featured a winner in Victoria for Chris Waller, a son of Eminent. Harlow Mist won the Victoria Oaks trial at Flemington for John Sargent. And When Stars Align sold in 2023 and was also in our preview, a smart 2-year-old winner for Tiako. That continues on from horses such as Colding, Kermadec, Manzois and Willowy. And of course, you've also built a great record in Hong Kong as well.
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal year across the racetracks again, which is great. So yeah, look, we're just phenomenally happy with how it keeps chipping away.
We start with lot 187, a colt by Porzier from Lee Valley. Porzier, what a year he's had. And the dam Lee Valley won the Cuddle Stakes and was a Group 1 fourth. This colt's a half-brother to the Group 1 Herbie Dyke winner and runner-up in a Vinery Stud Stakes, Valley Girl.
Yeah, well, that's sort of the reason why we bred to Porzier, because obviously Valley Girl is by Master Craftsman, who is by Danehill Dancer, and obviously Porzier by Choisier by Danehill Dancer. So we get that close relative with him. Obviously, we were hoping to have a filly to carry on the bloodlines, but this is her last foal, and he's just a tremendous colt. And as you said, Porzier has had an unbelievable last 12 months.
The next colt is lot 183 by Trapeze Artist from Le Ciel. Trapeze Artist, of course, the son of Snitzel with some hugely promising 2- and 3-year-olds in Australia. The dam is by All Too Hard and is a daughter of the wonderful Doncaster and Maya Classic winner Sacred Choice.
Yeah, well, he's a lovely, big, strong colt. Again, we just put him on, we showed him today because he's one of only 2 Trapeze Artists over here in New Zealand. And Trapeze Artist has obviously made a great start. He's leading 3-year-old sire by winners, and don't forget the Caulfield Guineas winner and Griff.
Next is another colt, lot 505 by the Autumn Sun from Valley Girl. The Autumn Sun, a champion colt by Redout's Choice, getting his own stakes winners now. And this colt is from the aforementioned Group 1 winner Valley Girl, as I also mentioned, a runner-up in the Vinery Stud Stakes.
Yeah, well, look, we were lucky enough to race Valley Girl. She ran second in the Vinery. She won the Herbie Dyke here. This colt's got a lovely action to him. He's a lovely moving colt. The mare have got a 3-year-old filly by the Autumn Sun, who has shown a lot of promise. Her name is Usk Valley. She's with Liam Howley. So look, we just love this colt, and he just continues to develop. He's got a big, strong girth on him, and really powerful moving colt.
And the last of the colts is lot 399 by Circus Maximus from She Slinky by a first season sire, son of Galileo, who won a St James's Palace and Queen Anne Stakes. The dam's a 4-time winner and stakes placed, and she's produced the half-sister to this colt, the Group 1 Sistema Stakes winner, She's Lickety Split.
Yeah, well, look, this colt just looks like he's going to run. He's got a massive overreach when he walks. He's got a big, strong, powerful girth again. And look, the mare's done a terrific job, leaving a Group 1 winner in New Zealand, who went on and won the Edward Manifold Stakes for us last spring.
Lot 654 is by Almanzor from Choice. I just love the quality Almanzor puts into his stock. The dam Choice won the Eulogy Stakes, so she was a top filly in her own right. It is filly, of course, the full sister to Victoria Derby winner Manzois.
Yeah, look, it's a very rare opportunity, and we have to thank our client Stephanie Hole for offering her up for sale to be able to buy a full sister to a Group 1 Derby winner. We're thrilled with the way she's come through prep. She's improving and growing. She's a really strong athletic filly, and look, she's a full to a Derby winner, and Almanzor, they just keep getting better and better with the time that the trainers are giving them.
And finally, lot 280 by Hello Yum Zane from our Aberdeen, a lovely filly, and I'm so excited to see the first yearlings of this brilliant sprinter. The dam was a 7-time winner of 2 Group 2 races, and it's only her second foal.
Yeah, look, we've been very, very fortunate with the race fillies that we've raced over the years. As you've mentioned, the yearlings that we've shown here today in our Aberdeen was no exception to that. She won 2 Group 2s, and look, this filly is absolutely beautiful. The Hello Yum Zanes were quite excited by them. They've really come on in prep. And this filly just really up and go type of filly. We're very fortunate that Brendan and Joe bought into him and has brought him down and given New Zealand breeders the opportunity to breed to a dual Group 1 winning European sprinter, and we look forward to following their progeny and going from there.
How are you feeling about the sale and this particular draft you're taking? Because obviously you've had so much success with the horses you've sold through the Karaka sales ring.
Yeah, look, we've been very, very lucky with the results that we've had out of the Karaka sale ring. We've had 5 or 6 stakes horses off the farm again in the last six months. So hopefully there's another champion in this draft for someone to find. Just finding it might be the tricky one. But we're very fortunate with the clients that we've got and their own mares that we're developing over the years that we couldn't be more excited going forward. We understand it's going to be a little bit tricky with the way the economy is, but hopefully the New Zealand horses have performed extremely well in the last 12 months, and it would be great to see the Australians back here. Obviously last year with the floods and all the things that went wrong could go wrong, and hopefully we can get some sunshine and some nice weather and just have a nice time.
The Hawkins brothers sure know how to prepare a sales ring yearling that goes on to great success on the racetrack. Sir Peter Vella's Pencarrow Stud is year on year one of the most popular segments of our NZB Yearling Sale previews, and this year is no different when you see what Leon Casey has put on show for us for the 2024 sale. Leon, a huge number of breeding aficionados and the general racing fan have huge admiration for what Sir Peter and your whole team, of course, are doing here at Pencarrow Stud, with generations of your beloved broodmare families continuing to produce stakes winners season after season. Dunkel won the SA Derby, of course. He's from the Cape Cross mare Kudam, who was bred by Peter and his late brother Philip, from a Saddler's Wells mare Shopping Spree. I mean, people take for granted, I guess, the background of stakes winners, but there's so much that goes into it, doesn't it, for generation after generation to get there?
Absolutely. So Kudam actually comes from the group of 20 mares that we bought out from Europe in foal to Danehill in 2003. So her mother was in that group and we bred her here.
He's back in the winners list at Dunkel, and one of your 4 stakes winners from the farm last year, Pearl of Alsace won, Star of Justice, Zorion, of course, we previewed, and then of course others that are, you know, just performing at the highest level. Mahasbeen, a Tauco Cup winner who was a New Zealand Oaks runner-up, to the subsequent ATC Oaks winner Penny Weaker, Tavi Time with Chris Lees, Stella Splendida, a top prize from 2 years ago, another one we previewed here ahead of the NZB sale.
Exactly, so it's a nice position to be in where you've got active stakes winners running for you, and then it looks like we've got another wave of horses coming behind that are going to measure up to that ability, and really gives you something to follow with interest. You're never due or entitled to your next good horse. They're all hard work, they need a lot of work and planning, and they need people to bring the best out in them. So you know, when you're getting results, you really appreciate it and really enjoy it.
Well, we start with lot 210. This is a pretty special colt, this fellow. He's the only Kingman in the sale from Marsden Cross. Kingman, of course, the son of Invincible Spirit and now sire of Sire and of last spring's Victoria Oaks winner Zardozi. This colt's from an Irish-bred Camelot mare who's a close relation to English 1,000 Guineas winner Mother Earth. It's just a deep, deep page too, and gee, doesn't he cover the ground so beautifully? Yes,
look, he's a beautiful moving horse. He's got a little bit of class and arrogance about him. Kingman, of course, is a major success in the Northern Hemisphere, doing a great job here with limited runners, also King Colorado, a Group 1 winner. Yeah, so look, he's a really good combination of an international pedigree, and he just looks like a type that'll slot into our system, and he'll continue to mature as he goes on, but he should be ideal for our conditions.
Lot 146 is next, a colt by Super Seth from Irion, and it's worth buyers having a long look at the updates really for this lot. Of course, the half-sister Zorion won the Group 2 Matamata Breeders' Stakes, and we featured her in our 2022 sale preview too. The other half-sister, as we mentioned, Pearl of Alsace, won the Cuddle Stakes and was 4th in the Matriarch at Flemington, and it is that great Valpolicella Ready to Lift family, and of course he was quite a late foal too, wasn't he?
Well, he was the last foal born here last year, and it would be hard to pick it now. He's really shown some maturity, he's done really well. Looks like Irion is going to produce another flow-on vein from that really good family, and the versatile horses. She's got a stakes winning 2-year-old, and she's got another mare that looks like she can run 1,600 to 2,000, so it's a really, really good family.
Lot 43 is a colt, one of the first of the Ole Kirks from Empyrean, and it's a fascinating pedigree. Of course, Ole Kirk, a close relation to Black Caviar and All Too Hard, and was a winner of the Golden Rose and the Caulfield Guineas. Second dam is your wonderful Caulfield and Melbourne Cup winner Ethereal, from whom, of course, generations of stakes winners have descended. And just a lovely update with his half-brother, the New Zealand-bred Pericles, a winner since the catalogue went to print.
Yes, really like this horse. So we were looking for a stallion that could run a mile, perhaps come to hand early, but get a mile, and we think that'll be a good blend for this family. Pericles looks like a really promising horse. He only had the 3 starts and won really nicely. And then this is the mare's next produce.
Lot 612 is by Anders from Birdie May, and I'm really keen to see some of these Anders. Of course, he was a stunning son of Not a Single Doubt, with outstanding speed and winner of a San Domenico Stakes. Birdie May is a Lonhro mare, a half-sister to Eulogy Stakes winner in Lillicoy. And I just find it fascinating. The third dam is a champion Irish filly, Damson, and one of her descendants is the ATC Queen Elizabeth and Ranvet Stakes winner, Dubai Honour. Again, a deep, deep pedigree.
It's a deep pedigree and it's worked in both hemispheres. Yeah, it's quite an interesting family. There's a good element of speed there. There's also stamina. Not a single doubt, we've always admired him because he's such a versatile stallion. He can leave a 2,000 metre winner, he can leave a Magic Millions winner, that type of horse. So we think he'll cross well with this family, and perhaps we can just bring a little bit more of that speed out.
Lot 316 finally here at Pencarrow is a colt by Ocean Park from Podravina, and again it seems not a week goes by without a Sydney winner by the Cox Plate winner Ocean Park. He's a popular sire with a lot of Australian buyers in particular. This colt's dam is a 5-time winner and stakes place getter by Black Caviar's sire Bella Spree, and it's only her second foal. The second dam, Pozavina, won the Lowland Stakes.
Yes, and again, another really good deep family. Lots of quality horses in a row there. Yeah, we think Bella Spree will provide a really nice edge for Ocean Park. That mare was really solid mare, came to hand quickly and cope with all types of going. So I think that versatility will cross really well with Ocean Park, who's obviously shown that he's capable of leaving an absolute top-line horse.
Well, as we said, there are a stack of stakes winners constantly coming here from Pencarrow, but the winners, the New Zealand bred and sold winners, particularly in Australia, has been just incredible in the last 12 months, you know, and obviously it has been for a long time, but it's a real kick for the sale, isn't it, to have that on-track performance from the Kiwi breds?
Absolutely. I mean, you're judged on your produce, so you can make whatever claims you like, but you need to be able to back them up. And you know, our numbers aren't huge, you know, we're not the size that we were in our heyday, but the horses are performing really well. They've found a real niche in the Australian market, and you know, there's just a lot of people believe in them and want to have one in their stable.
Again, an outstanding selection of Australasian sire power combined with the best broodmare blood from Pencarrow Stud. Coming up, the final segment of our 2024 preview, we visit a new farm, Elston Park. Kerry Cox is the former Waikato Stud yearling manager, and she's now taken over Elston Park, a new farm owned by successful racing owner Leb Patania, and she's put together a fantastic draft for Karaka 24. Elston Park is a relatively new farm in the New Zealand breeding landscape, owned by Leb Patania, who we know well in Australia for his stars of the track in the green colours and gold and blue stripes, Lucia Valentina, Tavaci, Sophia Rosa and more Group 1 winners. And of course, Leb's been a big investor in the industry for a long time.
Yes, yeah, he has. Look, he's, you know, as everyone knows, he's raced a lot of very top-level horses, and when you race some top-level fillies, you know, the next progression is to start breeding from them. So, you know, we've created this amazing broodmare band. You know, it sits around 50, 60 broodmares now, and he's invested in an amazing farm, the old Valachi Downs. So 450 acres of just beautiful rolling land, and it's just great country to, you know, grow and raise these horses that, you know, we hope will continue on to be top athletes.
And there's been plenty of recent success too for Leb and the family. Lock Eagle, owned with Waikato Stud, won the $2 million the Ingham. Calipore won the Archer, formerly the Hotham Handicap on Victoria Derby Day. And Bo Dazzler, an exciting 2-year-old bred by the Dewar partnership, Leb and Katrina and Bruce and Anna Perry and others, won the Feel and Ready Stakes and might even head back for the Karaka Million.
You're right, we've had an incredible year on the racetrack so far. Won some beautiful races, especially over in Australia, which is really awesome. Bo Dazzler was, yeah, a little bit of a highlight there, just, you know, with our Drossen getting his first stakes winner over in Australia, and we've got a few of his progeny to sell at the yearling sales. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to presenting them and, you know, presenting a beautiful draft of horses.
We start with lot 55 by Zoostar from Evelina. Zoostar's had a fantastic year again at Woburn Stud. Evelina was a stakes winner and a second place getter in the Reginald Allen in Sydney and third in a Group 1 railway. It's the great Shogun Lodge family, and this is only her first foal.
He's a cracking first foal, as you can see in the footage. He's got a beautiful action and a great brain on him, you know, which is really important because he's got a stunning pedigree. So, you know, he's a horse that I think you could continue to keep as a colt with his beautiful attitude. So, no, he's a lovely horse. We're looking forward to presenting him. I don't think there's very many Zoostars on offer at Karaka. It's nice to have one of them and a colt as well. A lovely family and out of a stakes winner, you know, he's a really lovely horse.
Lot 370s by Alabama Express from Santa Catarina. What a great start Alabama Express has had. Santa Catarina is by New Zealand's 8-time champion sire Savabeel. She was a stakes winner and a half-sister to stakes winner One Kiss, and this is her first foal.
Yeah, he's a really exciting horse, this. I think he's the only Alabama in the whole sale. He's off to a flyer at Stud, Alabama. He's special to us because Lib was in the ownership of racing Alabama Express. He still was a shareholder in the stallion, so it's really nice to be able to present one of Alabama Express's progeny at the sales in New Zealand. Just a beautiful horse, lovely mover, great attitude again, and out of a Savabeel mare, you know, that's always a good thing. Savabeel's flying as a broodmare sire, so really, really good looking horse, and yeah, one that, you know, we're very proud of.
Lot 453 by Ardrossan from Sunday Rose. I just loved Ardrossan. He was a stunning racehorse by Redout's choice. And this is the New Zealand Sunday Rose, a three-quarter brother to stakes winner Loch Katrine. Sunday Rose is by that great broodmare Influence O'Reilly.
This colt is a really beautiful horse. He's a cracking moving type and he's quite short coupled, but like his dad, he looks like he's really speed. Ardrossan, we never got to see his full potential on the racetrack due to injury. I think from such a small crop, I think he only had around 40 live foals in his first crop, you know, and similar numbers second crop to a full book of, you know, whatever he served, 150 odd mares this year. I mean, that just shows the demand for his stock and his popularity, you know. This horse is just an absolute belter. Ardrossan's flying, and when you get a type to match, you know, the stars align, so he looks like he will really run.
Lot 350 is a colt by Pencarrow from Riva Capri. We know Pencarrow has become such a stalwart of the New Zealand breeding industry at Little Avondale. Riva Capri was a stakes winner and a daughter of a stakes winner by High Chaparral, Chaparella.
Yes, Lib's had a lot of success with Pencarrow, obviously with the likes of horses like Lost and Running, who has been very successful for us in Australia. So we breed a few mares to him every year, and I mean, when you get types like this, why wouldn't you go back to him? This is a beautiful horse. He's big, imposing, strong type, real muscular horse, you know, and another first foal as well, which just sort of shows Lib's amazing young broodmare band that we've got here, showcasing here. So he's a really, really nice horse, this. When he comes out of the box, people sort of go, wow, that's a really good looking horse. And like you say, Pencarrow, he's just doing such a good job. So looking forward to presenting him.
Lot 586 by Ardrossan from Areja. Another by Ardrossan. This filly's had a great update. Her dam's a half-sister to Vaquera, who won the Tibby and was placed in a Queensland Oaks, and is from the Group 1 winner, the Mighty Lions. But the close relative Lions Roar, a former Randwick Guineas winner, bounced back into the Group winners list in the ATC Summer Cup at Randwick on Boxing Day.
Yeah, that was great. It was a little bittersweet because we owned the second horse, but it was still great to see him come over the top. I mean, yeah, it's a lovely family and a great Australian family too. And she's a cracking filly. She's tall and leggy and quite athletic, very elegant. You know, got a great head on her and a great disposition. And yeah, she's got sort of all the nice attributes that you've got to make a nice racehorse, and you know, she's got that residual value as well. You know, when someone takes her home and hopefully she does great things on the racetrack, they can then go and breed from her. So she's a beautiful filly.
And finally, lot 361, a filly by Almanzor from Rosa, Carolina. Almanzor, the magnificent son of Wootton Bassett at Cambridge Stud. And this filly's dam sire is Savabeel. Her dam was second in a South Pacific Classic. The filly's second dam was the very good race mare Ombre Rose.
This is one of the most beautiful fillies I've seen this year. She is just elegant and a lovely mover. You know, she does have that little bit of Savabeel about her, which is not a bad thing. Yeah, she's just a cracking type. I think you'll struggle to find someone who doesn't say that that's just a lovely horse. You know, when they see her up at Karaka this year, and she's got an amazing pedigree. It's a family that I know well from my times at Waikato Stud with Ombre Rose and Lady Chanel and all of them. They're all just beautiful types, and they can run. You know, she's from a speedy mare, and that cross with Almanzor, I think, you know, we all know they're beautiful horses, so I think that'll be a great mix on the racetrack for her.
And it's such a great team, isn't it? Of course, mentioned, you know, Lib Britannia, Bruce Perry, and of course yourself. There's a lot of experience that goes into getting these yearlings in great nick to the Karaka sales ring and towards success on the racetrack.
Yeah, definitely. This is our second draft being offered for sale. We had a lovely draft last year, and I think we've just taken it to another level this year. Like you say, when you've got people like Bruce Perry, you know, been advising Lib for a long time, the success that the two of that Bruce and Lib have had together has just been incredible. So, I mean, I can't see why that won't continue on in the breeding ranks. And yeah, I mean, I've just stepped into a pretty amazing position really here with such an incredible team, as I've mentioned before, and an amazing property. So when you combine all of that, I mean, it's a pretty exciting future.
A stunning property, and the Elston Park yearlings will get every chance to be the next New Zealand stars of the turf. That's it for our 2024 NZB Karaka Yearling Sale preview. Don't miss one of the world's greatest yearling offerings at Karaka from January 28. If you can't be there, make sure you let your favourite yearling buyer know the future stars you've spotted in this preview. Thanks to all the farms who've supported the preview and Andrew Seabrook and New Zealand Bloodstock. I'm Caroline Searcy. I look forward to seeing you back here in late January.